Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to talk about the latest controversy in the VTubing scene, and that is the graduation of Nijisanji VTuber Gundo Mirei. Now, a lot of people are talking about this graduation announcement for two reasons. Number one, she is a very popular and successful member of their Japanese branch, but also many people are observing the fact that her graduation can be tied back to a single event, and that is a tweet she made a few months ago about baseball. Now, to wrap our heads around that, we're going to have to understand there's multiple layers of culture here, and this is a very confusing situation, but we're going to do our best to understand how this all happened. So, for those who don't know, this is her YouTube channel. You can see it's been about 2 months since her last upload, and her latest one coming a day ago, which accompanied the graduation announcement, and it is her explaining what's going on and her moving on from Nijisanji. So, how did we get here? Well, in 2023, a few months ago, there was the World Baseball Classic. This was an event hosted in Japan. It is an international event where teams from various countries go to compete and see who wins the big tournament. So as a part of that, Nijisanji actually had a huge opportunity, and that was a collaboration with the World Baseball Classic to basically do watch-alongs and live tweet reactions to the games as they were happening. This was a big opportunity for Nijisanji's Japanese branch, and it was one that many people were enthusiastic about. And here's the thing. Gundo was one of those people, right? And she, to make this very clear, knows nothing about baseball. She has no knowledge of baseball, but she was live tweeting her reactions to the games as the Japanese team was playing. And part of the reason it was so entertaining was because she didn't know baseball, and it was kind of funny to see her reactions. However, you can see this string of tweets, these ones down here having a couple of hundred, and then all of a sudden this one on March 21st, 9,000 retweets, 3,000 likes, and a fact check. And you understand, you're like, what is going on? Well, she made this tweet right here. This is an obvious joke, but one that many people did not find funny. So, roughly translated, it says this. This ball thrower, when a strong person stands up and throws it to the head or body, can't they be suspended? Now, to clarify what she's saying here, she's basically saying, can the pitcher throw the ball at the batter and hit them in the head or the body if they're afraid they're too strong? Would they be suspended for that? Which, yes, they would. But it's an obvious joke, okay? I don't think she actually believes or wants to encourage anyone to throw a baseball at the batter's face or body, okay? That's obvious. However, a lot of people did not take this as a joke, and that's mainly Japanese baseball fans. You can see this tweet. This is just a random reply with 15 million views and 6,000 quotes. Japanese baseball fans were extremely angry about this, and the only way I can explain this is trying to relate it to my own knowledge. I don't know the ins and outs of the Japanese baseball fan base and culture, but I can speak about the American baseball culture. I talk about this on stream. Maybe this surprises people on YouTube, but I played baseball most of my life. I played through college even. So I have a pretty good understanding of how baseball works in America. And the biggest problem with the American baseball culture is that it's old. Okay, it is, I think the median age of an American baseball fan is 53 years old. Okay, they're a bunch of crusty boomers, and they are very sensitive and they are very protective of baseball culture, which is a very old culture, okay? They are highly offended by anything that they see that they don't like. And I would imagine that the Japanese baseball culture over there would be somewhat similar, okay? They'd be a little bit hypersensitive to a VTuber making a comment like this that, you know, insinuates hurting someone with a baseball and bending the rules of the game and all this stuff. I mean, I get it. People are going to hear that and go, why would they take this seriously? Why would they be so offended? I'm with you, right? But I'm just saying baseball is really important to the Japanese culture. Baseball is their biggest sport, and they are very clearly protective of their sport, and they got very upset at this tweet. Again, you don't have to agree with the level they got offended. I'm just trying to give some background as to why this might have offended so many people, and basically, yes. But you can see right here, they immediately come out with a response. They see Japanese baseball fans getting very angry. And like I said, collaborations with baseball teams, including the World Baseball Classic, is very important to Nijisanji, especially their Japanese branch. So they immediately came out on March 23rd, 2 days later, and they suspended Gundo for a month. Now, as more time passes on, we'll see that it was actually more than just a month, but this right here is a very important image. This is any color stock. You can see right here, this is when the tweet came out around the 21st, right? Their stock goes way down. The second her suspension is announced on March 24th, it skyrockets back up. And we'll see this happen again with her eventual graduation announcement, which was made right here on June 19th. So long story short, they don't give a specific reason, but they're just talking about her conduct and that Gundo will be graduating on June 21st, which at the time of recording this video is tomorrow. Now you can see, I know it's a little small down here, but 198,000 likes on this graduation announcement, which many people are considering a termination, by the way. You know, they're using the term graduation interchangeably with termination. I mean, it really, that's what it is. We all know that. But this graduation announcement has been met with a very wild range of reaction. A lot of people, particularly those outside of Japan, are shocked by this. They cannot believe that this graduation, which is largely stemmed from that baseball tweet, is happening. They can't believe that tweet was responsible for ending her career with Nijisanji. But there is a very good amount of Japanese users, whether it's just everyday people in Japan or businesses, they support this decision. And again, you don't have to agree with that, but given the culture that surrounds baseball in Japan, a lot of people were offended, and they saw this as a huge blow to Nijisanji's business, and they thought this was the right decision. And Nijisanji, you can make fun of them all you want for, you know, their greed and their terrible PR moves over time, but it's very clear to everyone that the bottom line is the thing they care the most about, and they will gladly throw their talents under the bus if it means saving business. And this is exactly what happened in this situation. For them, it was a clear business move that their investors were pissed off about this baseball tweet, and they were pissed off at Gundo still being in the company, and they were doing this move to appease them. It's very, very clear to me and anyone else watching the situation, and it is reflected in many of these stocks that we're going to look at in a second. But this is interesting too. She also released a video onto her YouTube channel yesterday, which accompanied the graduation announcement. And you can notice a couple of things about this. Number one, the likes and dislikes are turned off, and the comments are turned off, which is like classic Nijisanji, right? Like no one gets to weigh their opinion on this. But as you can see from the number of interactions with the graduation tweets, a lot of people care. So it's very strange that they turn off the comments, but I guess it's unsurprising given the fact it's Nijisanji. But another thing that people have pointed out who are able to translate this is that a lot of what she's saying is talking about the future. She's saying like she will do better. It almost sounds like this was recorded not a day ago, but sometime longer than that, when perhaps they thought she was staying with the agency. But we don't know that for sure, but it's just something interesting that people are pointing out. However, I want to end this video looking at this. This is the latest stock reports from Any Color. You can see right here, things are not looking good the past couple of days. And then look at that, boom, June 19th, the announcement of her graduation. Look at how much the stock has risen. That is pretty insane, and it shows us that that is the reason that she is graduating. It is a business move. She unfortunately angered a very hostile part of the Japanese baseball fandom, and it had a massive effect. And I guess for many, and hearing from people who are familiar with that culture in Japan, they are not surprised by this decision. And I guess as outsiders, we can do our best to understand the reasons they're so upset. But to me, at the end of the day, it seems like a huge overreaction to what many would consider a joke about baseball. But it's sad to see Gundo Mirei go, but unfortunately, that is the reality of the situation. Where she goes next, your guess is as good as mine, but they took a big hit, and one of their biggest Japanese talents is now stepping away. But that is going to do it for this video. Please share all of your thoughts about this situation in the comment section down below. I would like to hear what you guys have to say because it's pretty wild. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.